Okay.
While I was at hospital corps school, that was the first time I came in contact with a Marine officer. And at that facility, the doctors and the nurses that were officers were very laid back. In fact, they didn't even wear their covers most of the time because they just didn't want to be saluted going from the hospital over to the wherever they had to go. So it was very a laid back environment. And coming from class one day, the sidewalks there are pretty narrow, and there was about 5 or 6 of us that were heading back to our barracks, and I was behind everybody, and there was 4 or 5 people in front of me, and I didn't see these 2 Marine officers coming from the opposite direction. All I saw, and we were taught, carry your books in your left hand so that you can salute with your right. And here I was with my books in my right hand. And so these 2 were, all the corpsmen got off the sidewalk to let these 2 officers go by. And there I was, and I didn't even salute, you know. And so one was an 01 in the Marine Corps, what's that, second lieutenant, second lieutenant, fresh out of officers candidate school. And the other one was a Marine captain, and he had a lot of medals on his chest, so he'd been to Vietnam. And basically the young peanut butter bar called me a name, and I halted, and he said, "Yeah, you come here." And he says, "Don't you know how to salute a Marine officer?" And he says, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I wasn't about to drop my books, but he was waiting for me to do that. And he says, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "I'm coming from class, sir." And he said, "And what were you studying in class today?" I says, "Whether it was appropriate to give a Marine officer a shot of morphine when wounded, sir, because you're in a command situation." And the captain at that point grabbed him by the shoulder and dragged him along and gave him I'm sure the pep talk, "Don't screw with the corpsman."
Don't screw, no kidding, that's awesome.
So that was my first encounter with a Marine officer.
That's awesome. That's funny.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. No, we used to do that too. I'd see an officer coming, I'd cross the street. I'm sure